So in a Class C motorhome, you're going to be doing this quite a bit. So in a Class C motorhome, you're going to be doing this quite a bit. We're 180 miles from the house and we're down to a quarter of a tank. I filled it up right outside of where I live, and usually I can make it from my house to Conway, Arkansas, which is like 240 miles. But I got down to a quarter of a tank and I was like, man, I don't want to push it that hard, so I decided just to pull over. I gotta use the bathroom, you know? So didn't want to push it, do like they did in Seinfeld where they're trying to see how far the gas gauge goes past it. So I'm gonna raise the hood, check a few things. So even though it's pretty cool outside, this thing really traps some heat up in here pretty good. I always like to check that belt. It's pretty good. I don't know if you can see it. Well, it's a little looser than I like. I think it'll be fine though. Yeah, this baby's all stock Quadrajet 400 iron heads, manifolds, 3,500 RPMs at 70 miles an hour. Yeah, I've been running pretty hard. I've been running like 70 miles an hour, so this motor's wound tight. So I imagine it's probably only getting like 8 miles a gallon right now, which I still don't think is bad for a house on wheels, you know. So let's get this filled up and hit the road. The first bit of sunshine we've seen since Tulsa in Vicksburg, Mississippi.
Can we go on the side?
Yeah, we can go on the side. Jump.
No.
Here, let me go.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna do the stairs down just yet. I am your stairs, kiddo. Yeah, and it was cotton last time. Yeah. So we've been smelling a little bit of gas on this thing, and especially at the last fill up. So I think what I did is I overfilled the neck, and I think it may have leaked out somewhere, but I cannot find anywhere on this motorhome where this thing's leaking. But I could smell it on the inside because my grandpa made mention of it. But, you know, if I ever smell gas, I smell it all day. So far, I think it's dissipated or whatever. I think what's happened. But, man, it's super quiet out here in the middle of these fields. Well, kind of quiet. So we stop at this house every time and look at it. It's from like the 50s, probably earlier than that, the early 1900s. I don't know why I said 50s. But they were growing cotton when we were here last time, and now they're growing some corn. I don't make the weird sounds.
You do.
No, I don't.
Daddy, stop.
I will.
Ah. There's a bug messing with me.
Here, you want to look in there? Come here. Ruby, you want to look in there?
Yeah.
Come here. Come here. Stand on that edge right there. Isn't that pretty cool?
Stop.
I didn't do nothing.
Stop.
Okay, I will.
No. Stop.
You see somebody?
No.
What's up?
Daddy, did you know that's a corn maze?
Oh, is it?
There's an entrance right there.
Is it?
You want to go in there?
I don't think so. I'd like to get to Louisiana today. I don't want to get lost in the corn maze.
Ooh, look at this acorn. There must be a pet inside.
Maybe.
Daddy, look.
Alright, it's next morning. We're cruising. Gonna find us something for breakfast. A little groggy. But yeah, we made it down without any problems. So far, so good. It's a beautiful country down here. I sure like it. It's starting to get pretty hot though. That's awesome. I love these things. Got the Grand Marquis with the roof rack on it. And look at this trunk lid. That is so cool. All it needs is some 31 1050s on it. That is cool. What do we have here? That's a good looking truck. Super surprising for this area down here. It's not all rusty, but I'm sure it's been painted before. Actually, it does look like it's been painted before. That is a cool rig. Yeah, I like that. Hey, we're gonna look over here, kiddo. No gas pump. The old fishing boat. See a rattlesnake. I'm guessing it's a rattlesnake skin. A whale vertebrae. Hey Ruby, here's your whale vertebrae from its backbone.
When I was younger, I used to have a whole bunch of cat boxes. And my grandma came to me, there's your Sunday church hat in there.
Mm-hmm. That's a real one, yeah. Isn't that cool?
Is it alive?
Well, no, it's just the skin of it. What if it is alive? What are you gonna do?
Okay.
No, you wouldn't.
No, I'm not touch it.
A syrup kettle? No, don't touch it. It's not our stuff to be messing with.
I touched the eye.
Here's your beehive. Pretty sure that's what that is.
I'm making Daddy. Making cereal.
Yep. Get that old safe. Man, I like to have one of those neon signs. Yeah, we'll follow them. Just a second though. It's a sturgeon caught in the Funky River.
Daddy, they look right by your leg. Daddy,
What?
look right by your leg.
What is that?
A hammerhead.
That's pretty good.
A hammerhead shark.
That is sweet. Man, I want some of them old signs,
my
but
favorite, Daddy.
uh-huh.
My favorite, the hammerhead
Uh-huh.
and the big blue.
The big blue, those are your favorite ones? That's pretty cool. The old wood car wheels. I really like this Gulf Pride sign. I bet these aren't for sale. And I bet you I can't afford it either. I like that sign. Man. That says pull the rope. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Here lies the first H.D. Smith customer who didn't pay his bill. So you better be paying your bills around here.
I want to pull it.
Well, hold on.
Can I pull it?
Man, I love these old gas stations like this. And look at this. What's up, Ruby? Covington Historic District, public parking. So you can have a downtown area where you can actually park. That's pretty cool. An old guy in an archery place made that little thing for Ruby. Show him how your bird works. My gosh. Ruby. Ruby. Show him how your bird works. That is so cool. So yeah, free parking in a downtown district. That's awesome. Yeah, don't mess with them. That's where they got their. Look at that thing. That's a pretty cool old car.
Oh, that person scared me.
Yeah, they did.
Wait, is that real?
No, they're not real, but.
Oh.
That's pretty cool. No, I think it's an event center. That's a cool truck. Fingers crossed. I know we're getting close to the end of crawfish season, but Mandeville Seafood's always got a good boil going on. And I'm just praying that they still got some left and they're still selling it, because I would drive all the way from Tulsa down here to eat, or anywhere, any of the crawfish down in this area during the season. I like it that much. So fingers crossed they still got some. I haven't called and checked, but I know we're getting close to the end of the season, so here we go. So we got lucky. Voila. What do you think, kiddo? All right. All right, Ruby, look here. Chow down. All right. We got some work to do. How you doing?
Hi. Hello, sweetie. Somebody's gonna try to get that.
Mm-hmm. No. We're good. So yeah, that place is pretty rad. I like it. It's my favorite time of season on this kind of stuff. You better not dump that candy.
Daddy.
So we're parked getting ready to go ride some bikes, and I don't know what it is, but this is just toying with me. But check this out, man. I keep seeing these all the way like it's a sign. Here's an 87 through 91 Ford Bronco. And man, I used to have a 1990 black with gray interior cloth. I had 32 1150s on it, just like I just put on that 83 K5, and mine had a 351 Windsor. I mean, it had those Mickey Thompson style looking. No, it had Champ 500s on it, I think. But I ended up having 33s, and I sold it to a guy in Kansas. But man, dude, I love these things. Now, one thing. Now, this has got the push button transfer case. You want the one with the shifter in the floor. But still, yeah, if the price is right, man, this thing ain't rusty. It looks good, man. I'm sure the tailgate and the window acts up with it like all of them do. How cool is that? It's a good looking truck. Man. And mine, the spare tire deal rattled on it. But that ain't no big thing. I think we're gonna get some storms. But yeah, good looking Bronco. Could be cleaned up. Augie? So, I don't know if you guys hear all the noise. We just took off, getting ready to cross into Mississippi, headed to Florida, and we're cruising. It's been raining ever since we left the house. Yeah, that's our view. We're doing pretty good. Just cruising. Listen to some podcasts. Listen to the old 400 small box. Bah! Scream. Yeah, not so bad. Got more miles to go. Now I know what I was going to say. It's the only spot that I know of where you can, within like 180 miles, you can cross 3 different states. So we're going to cross Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and go into Florida. So. Show you guys something kind of interesting here. So if you watched, I don't know, a while back, there's a ship that was like, it's called the USS United States, and I believe it's the fastest one to ever cross the Atlantic aside from like the Titanic, and they've retired it, moved it to Mobile, Alabama. Well, there it is right there. So we rolled by, and they're decommissioning this thing, and they're going to sink it out in the Gulf of Mexico for like a habitat or whatever. So I've been wanting to see this thing. This is about as close as you can get. But yeah, that's a pretty rad old ship. Almost looks like a ghost. But they drug this thing all the way down here. That's a cool ship.
But how will it, like how deep's the ocean, like where the sharks are? So if you go way out to sea, and then but will it be sinking? So when you're by the sharks, and then when you move back, will that get any deeper?
It'll get real deep. All right, well, let's tell the USS United States we'll see you later.
Bye. Bye. In Alabama, it actually looks like in the 1980s.
It looks like it's the 1980s. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the building.
Yeah, we're going under the water. So we're going under the water. And no family trip would be complete without a trip to Buc-ee's. And they don't seem too crowded today. I mean...
Yeah, but wait until you see inside.
Oh, you think it's gonna be crowded inside?
Yeah.
Yeah, this place ain't that crowded at all.
Yes, it is.
Man, these boats they got are pretty rad, man. Always interested in how they got them set up. Now that is the kind of camper I'd really like to have. But a little rich for my blood, or even one like that. This place thinned out quite a bit. We have reached our destination. Let's go get checked in. Pretty cool little Scout. likes excursions.
Look. Look at those cars.
When's the last time you saw a Ford Ranger looking this good? This thing is sharp. I miss these little pickups. So we've came to a close on this weekend. This is always the day that I hate, is when we got to pack up and head out. So, but yeah, so far everything did good. My hair's a little bit wild this morning, but got a little bit of sun. But the old camper, as it usually does, did a good job. Now we've got the 850-mile trip all the way back to Tulsa. Our next stop, we're gonna go to the airport and drop my wife and daughter off, and then I'm gonna head on to Louisiana to pick up my grandfather. We're gonna slow roll our way back and check some stuff out. Got the family dropped off at the airport. Now we're headed back to Louisiana. Gonna slow roll our way. I'll be honest, you'd think I'd be more pumped to kind of be on my own for a little bit, but man, I just love being with my family and stuff. That's why I do all this stuff, you know. I just, I don't know. I'd rather just take them back with me, you know, and not do any of that other stuff, so. I'd like to think I'm super pumped, but So let's cruise on. So I've always heard about this place over the years, Floribama. So they usually have some pretty good shows, but it's only like 10 o'clock in the morning, so I'm sure it's not going to be hopping like you would want, but let's check it out. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it'd be awesome to catch a show here. Now we're rolling through Orange Beach. Man, look at them waves getting rowdy out there. Ooh, almost got this rig stuck in the sand there. Bird gets better. It says Axl Rose on the tail, or the license plate, Iron Maiden on the bumper sticker. Holy crap, dude. So there's this place here I always stop in Fairhope. It's a little gas station. They're getting ready to turn it into a barbecue stand, and it's a coffee shop, but they have always got pretty cool rigs. They got some neat little Porsches. First thing I ever seen years ago, I saw this K5 Blazer, and they had another one, but this one is a two-wheel drive, and it looks pretty good. I like it. I like it. Good looking truck. Looks to me like a 78 or 79. So I've always been a fan of the Porsches, and I'd like to have a 911, but as y'all know, the prices on those have went up considerably. And I believe, don't hold me to it, it's like a 996 or 994 or 5. But this is one that I'd like to, man, I'd like to find one just like this. But as you guys know, I'm not only into American cars, I'm into other ones as well. And here is a Cayman S Porsche. I don't really know too much about these. I bet it'd be fun as hell to drive though. Little scrambler. I have a picture of this thing in my videos before when we had came down here. This thing is so cool. So tell me, are you gonna get this kind of setup at any? Just look at this. Just pull up to the side. You don't even need your shoes. And just look at the view. Pull up to any beach or any lake. You ain't gotta mess with none of that. You ain't gotta mess with none of that up there. Like you're on it right here, man. Back at the Mount Zion bike trails. Brought my grandpa with me, and he thinks it's pretty cool. And ripped up some trails. Now we're gonna load up and head back to Tulsa. So pretty cool spot. Restrooms, RV hookups. Yeah, I left a donation in their donation box.
Well, that's what I was going to do.
Well, I already left one.
I was going to leave it.
So I've been threatening to look at this thing over the years coming down, and now I'm finally doing it. So we have outside of this fire station another probably 85 or so, except this is that military CUCV, whatever it's called, K5 Blazer. So I'm guessing it's like an 83 or 84. But this thing's been sitting here for the last at least 7-8 years that I've been coming down through here. And it looks to me like it's a diesel one, because it's got a weird tag on it that says do not operate the radio while the engine is on, if you can see that. That's too dirty. Yeah, you can't see it. And then it's got another one, do not start vehicle until light goes out. So definitely a 6.2 diesel like the one I already have. But it does not look bad. It actually looks pretty darn good for the area. But I'd like to have another one. I need a good back glass. But this body is in really, really good shape. I like those hooks too. And that D-ring, or what do we call that, pintle hitch. I'll leave a note. Worst I could say is no. So this is what you guys got to do. You got to find this stuff. If you can't find anybody around, leave a note. So. You don't like that car right there?
No.
Why not?
Because it's dirty.
Well, we better clean it then. Well, we've made it home after a long journey to Florida. Now I'm gonna fire up the old Blackstone here, make some bacon. But yeah, decided not to, video from the middle of Arkansas on through, just spending some time with my grandpa, visiting and everything. Not worrying about messing with this camera and phone and all that stuff. But yeah, that's it's kind of bittersweet, because that is the last trip that we're taking in that particular motorhome. I've got to go out here. I've got it all cleaned up and everything. I'll show you guys in a minute, kind of a walkthrough and do everything, you know, we can do with that and all that stuff. But yeah, I do a walkthrough, check it out, have a look inside and kind of see, because I, believe it or not, I can't believe it. I thought the hardest part would be to move this thing on and get rid of it. Turns out I got about 15 people already that's interested in looking at it. So the first people are from Atoka, Oklahoma, and they're gonna be up here in a little bit to check it out. So yeah, let's do that little walkthrough here in a minute. I'll show you guys, you know, what it looks like after we've cleaned it out and everything, and you know, where it's going from there. All right, here's you a quick walk around video of this camper. Not just 5 days, we just got back from Pensacola, Florida. We went through Louisiana and back to Tulsa. This camper has been to Florida 3 times in the last 6 years. It has been to Louisiana 5 times in the last 6 years. And we just got back last week from a trip to Florida. Stayed ice cold. Just about everything in this thing works. Still needs a little bit of work. It needs someone whose hand is being a carpenter and kind of redoing a few things on the inside. But as far as this thing working, it works pretty good. Like I said, I just drove it 1,800 miles last week. We got LED lights, all of them's been changed. The only ones I have not changed is up in the front. There, so you'll have to change those. The tires have been replaced, all the brake rotors, brakes, hoses, wheel cylinders, bearings on the rear axle. It's got taller rear tires to go on the highway a little bit better. It's got Bora custom made wheel spacers. It has a 410 gear, turbo 400 transmission, small block Chevy 400. Has a new refrigerator, new water heater. I've never used the range in it, so I'm not sure that works. New toilet, new slide plates on the black and gray water tank. It's got, the bathtub's been redone. Still, we haven't really even used it. The refrigerator's new. The AC unit for the roof is new. The couch folds out. This thing makes a bed. That makes a bed up there. It needs somebody who's a little bit handier with their carpentry work. I did this, but it needs somebody who can really do some custom style stuff that I ran out of talent on that. But yes, now it does not have air conditioning while you're driving, but it has air conditioning when you plug into shore power. So got plenty of storage. It still has the water tank under here to run that stuff, but I've never used it. Like I said, we more so wanted to get this thing out to go adventuring and doing stuff, and you know, we didn't want to fix every little thing on it. Like I said, it could use different cabinets and stuff like that if you so wanted to do that. But this thing is ready to go. And I will fire it up real quick. As I just stated, this thing has just made it back from Florida last week. It averages about 8.5 miles to the gallon at about 65 miles an hour. Could use an overdrive or a gear vendors in it. And I don't have the key on me now, but I'll take a running video later. Unbelievable. Well, you guys aren't going to believe this. The first people that came and looked at the motorhome, well, as you saw, they left with it. So I've had that thing for 6 years, and I've went through a lot of work. I put 20,000 miles on it and made a lot of good memories. You guys are looking at probably my most favorite vehicle I've had in years. Like, that thing was my first camper, first motorhome that I've had personally, and I can't imagine being without one. So I'm in the process right now of getting another one, and it's gonna be pretty neat. I think you guys are gonna like it. It's still gonna be a project, you know, but I think it's gonna be better suited for what we're gonna do and what we've got planned, and I'm looking forward to messing with it. So again, yeah, a little bittersweet. I hate to see that thing go, but you know, it's almost like when you flip a switch. It's when you're done with something and ready to move on, you're ready to move on. So yeah, so hopefully I'll have that for you here soon on the next one. So thank you guys for everything. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Hope you enjoyed going on that little trip. Like I said, I could have done some more videoing, but it was in fact a family vacation, so I didn't want to just make it all about filming and making videos and all that kind of stuff. So well, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.